Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you're Insomnia, this channel is for you. Today we're going to talk about the two tailwinds. The first one is that gift, that positive that happens to you. The second is your reaction to the positive. And this is the tailwind that can carry you towards sleeping well forever. Hope you're doing exceptionally well today, and welcome to episode 289, in which we're going to talk about these two tailwinds. Now, before we start, let's talk about the two arrows first. That's where kind of the inspiration for this episode came from. I talk about it quite often. So these two arrows, that's a concept from Buddhist philosophy, and it goes something like this. So there are things that happen to us that we cannot avoid. For example, your coffee is really hot and you burn your lip. Now, the second arrow is our reaction to that. That's when we curse out the barista for serving us this really super hot coffee, right? The first arrow we could not avoid. The second one we could have avoided. And it is the second arrow that hurts us the most. So true for insomnia. Anything can be that first arrow. It can be a benzodiazepine withdrawal. It can be having a health scare, moving, having kids, stress. It could be any of those things can cause sleeplessness, but it's the second arrow. It's our reaction to it. It's our trying to figure it out, like researching it, not understanding what's happening, like being confused, trying to remedy it. Like that's the second arrow that keeps it a problem for a long period of time. Now the positive spin. Now the two tailwinds, The first tailwind is some positive that happens to us, It's kind of a gift, something we maybe didn't expect. It is that time where you're starting to use cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. You're starting to spend less time in bed. You're starting to shift attention, not try to think so much about sleep, and you fall asleep pretty easily. That's the gift. That's the first tailwind that kind of nudges you forward. Now, here's the thing. The reaction to that can be a second tailwind. If you go ahead and you celebrate, you tell your friend, I slept really good. You write it down, you think about it, you almost obsess about the fact that you really slept well, or you fell asleep quickly that time. That becomes an affirmation. That becomes the second tailwind. That becomes kind of the force that carries you forward, leaps and bounds. And guess what? If you use that kind of second tailwind, more good things happen to you, and you get another, kind of first tailwind and another second tailwind, etc., etc. And the whole kind of spiral of insomnia, which is kind of a series of arrows, can be reversed by this series of tailwinds. So when something good happens, celebrate it. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to be like, okay, I slept good because of this, and therefore I'm going to try to kind of do that again, duplicate it. That just builds expectations. You shouldn't do that. You should just be super happy this happened, celebrating it, building confidence. That becomes the second arrow that really carries you towards a place of sleeping well forever. Hope this helps anyone out there. Special shout out to Brent, who's been, who I just had a kind of conversation with in the comment sections about the two arrows, and I hope this helps you, Brent, and anyone else that's tuning in. So that said, if you have any questions, leave a comment or email me, daniel@insomniainsight.co. I'll be back with an episode tomorrow. Ask Daniel, I believe it's number 8, in which I'll answer a bunch of questions. Until then, take it easy.